Hey, and welcome back to another episode of the Girl Boss Method podcast. I am your host, Richu. So, for tonight's episode, this is one of the weekly topics that we do for the girls inside the program, inside the Girl Boss Method. And today's topic is centered around motivation. So, it's called Don't Break the Chain. So, any ideas of what don't break the chain might mean?
Um,
Have you heard of
don't break like how many days you go to the gym or how many days you're tracking. So now try and keep up with the activity.
Yeah, you could say that it's like habit tracking. So you could kind of use it for any goal or anything that you're trying to stay consistent with. And so that's what don't break the chain is. And so one of the ways that you could do this is get a calendar and you could mark off each day one at a time. And so I really like that for the title of today's topic anyway. Sometimes it feels like we are doing everything we possibly can, but still cannot see that progress that we want and deserve. And so bit harsh, but there might be a few questions that we have to honestly ask ourselves in order to work out if progress is truly not happening, or if we are breaking the habit or failing with consistency before we give it a chance for the magic to actually happen. So quite often, you've set yourself a goal or a target and you feel like you're doing everything possible to try and get this outcome, and it's just not happening, and you're not seeing that progress. But what you have to do is ask yourself is, have you broken that chain? Have you consistently marked off the days to say, this is where I am? And have you given yourself enough time for that really to take hold? So difficult one, but I know that we've all been there in the past. So, you kind of you stay on track, you get everything, you do everything that you're supposed to be doing towards your health and fitness, and then something gets in the way, whether that is work life responsibilities, or maybe you had an off weekend and you felt slightly guilty or negative from it, and that can almost set a break in that chain link, and then all of a sudden you're out of consistency. So it's just something to kind of bear in mind there. So have you heard of the meme about mining for diamonds? Do you know what I mean by this?
I do not, sorry. Not
As
heard of the meme.
Okay, so this is a really, really old meme, and I'm sure that once I show you it, you'll know what it is. Yeah, have you seen this before?
Oh yeah, I've seen this image, yeah.
So it's basically the story of two guys that are obviously mining for diamonds or digging for diamonds, and they're both heading towards their goal. You've got one guy that's really going at it, and the other one just doesn't realize how close he is to reaching those diamonds, that he actually just gives up. And so sometimes this is a bit like us and our goals, that we could be so close to getting towards those diamonds or finding them or finding the goal, that we give up before we even see the fruits of our labor. And that's just something to kind of bear in mind as well, especially when it comes to thinking about things like consistency. And so I wanted to kind of take us back to looking at a few things that might help you when it comes to consistency, and also not just relying on motivation, because we're all human at the end of the day, and motivation is always there right at the beginning. And then obviously, again, it gets less appealing and mundane and boring. So motivation comes and goes. And so it's really difficult to rely on motivation for being there, for helping you get somewhere. So it's just really important to kind of, these are a few steps that you could take towards making sure that you are consistent. So you can set those clear, achievable goals. So firstly, you want to define your purpose. You want to know why you want to work out. So whether that's to improve your health, gain strength, or boost your confidence, and then break it down, like set short-term specific goals that are measurable and attainable. For example, you can aim to work out for 3 times a week for 30 minutes. So again, nice and steady and just slowly working through it. And then you want to focus on the process and not just the results. So enjoying the journey and concentrate on the positive aspects of exercising, such as increased energy, better mood, and stress relief. And then celebrate those small wins as well. Because when you are making improvements and you are getting, more stamina, you're even within your workouts, you're improving at them, you find that you're actually sleeping better. And even the whole habit of showing up. So again, if you do feel like you want to work on not breaking the chain, you could always print off a 30-day calendar, get a red marker pen, and literally just tick off each day as it comes. And that's not to say that for those 30 days you need to be working out, because that really isn't going to get you anywhere. You want to make sure that you're consistent. So whatever it is that you have decided that you're going to commit to, and that could be just the word movement, right? It could be that you're only working out 3 days a week, but you are choosing to move your body for 30 days. And so that might also look like getting out for walks. And that might also look like working on some mobility. So it doesn't always have to be the gym, right? So it's just thinking about steps and creating that habit and making sure you don't break the chain. So yes, building a strong routine. So having a non-negotiable time slot can really help. So if you choose to make like the workout, for example, part of your daily routine, then do or die, that allotted slot is time for you, right? Whatever that looks like for you, whether that's getting out for a walk or actually having the workout itself. Now, similarly to, I know some of you as well, it's actually quite difficult to block out that time slot because shit happens. You have work meetings in the way, you have random events that you need to see to. So sometimes it's really difficult to try and protect that time slot. But trust me on this, put it in the diary, and then if it needs to get moved, you can move it. And so to help with this, I personally use a Google Calendar, and that also allows, it allows me to stay on track, but it allows me to move things where needed. And I also have the alert to say, right, now's the time to go and get your workout in. And again, we're coming back to that don't break the chain motto, habit stacking. So it's a bit like that. So you can attach your workout again to an existing habit. So for example, you can have it straight after your morning coffee. I know that for some people, they might fall out of habit of taking a supplement, and so, or drinking a glass of water. But what they do know is first thing in the morning, they always have a coffee. And so if you just, the night before, you get a glass, you put it right next to the coffee machine, you get your mug out, your coffee mug, and then you put a glass next to it, and then you go, aha, I need to go and drink some more water. So that's great, for example, if you are struggling to hit your water goals. And then you want to try and work on visualization and like mental reminders as well. So you can create a vision board. So if you are someone that wants to dedicate a little bit of time to doing this, you can use something like Pinterest. Pinterest is such a great little app to kind of put images and quotes, things that you can kind of like go to when you are feeling like crap, and just reminding yourself that this is where you want to be and these are your goals. Daily affirmations can really help as well. So thinking about those positive affirmations to help you boost your motivation and reinforce your commitment. So you can just get a sticky note, write it down, the thing that you are committing to, stick it on the bathroom cabinet, and maybe even thinking about positive things that you know that you are grateful to yourself for. So whatever that looks like for you. And then tracking your progress. So yes, documenting everything. So what we have is our Girl Boss app. And within there, we can track our workouts, for example. We can check stats like body measurements, lifts as well. So if we're getting stronger in the gym, our steps. There's so many different ways that we can kind of measure that success. And I think it might also be quite nice to maybe even think about tracking your mood. So again, if you've got that 30-day calendar, you can have a little mood tracker on there. And actually, I do know that a lot of the menstrual cycle apps also allow you to track your mood. And then just reflecting as well. So doing your check-ins. Please do your check-ins. They allow us to document where you are. So whether that's how your week has gone, where you are during the time of the month, having a look at things that we need to tweak and adjust to help you to keep your routine fresh, helping with your objectives as well. And then also knowing that, you know, within that, when you are logging your workouts, I can actually see if they've been actioned and they've been done, and I can get that notification as well. And that's just really nice to see that, you know, 3 out of 4 workouts have been done for the week. And again, if you've only managed to do like 1 or 2, then that's a conversation that we can then have a chat about later. So ultimately, stay positive and be self-compassionate. So you want to really focus on that positive self-talk. And I know it's easier said than done. And it's not just to say that you can talk yourself out of a negative spot, but you can certainly talk yourself into a negative spot. So if you are saying unkind things to yourself about your progress, about where you are and where you hope to be, then it's not going to serve you. It's only going to send you one way. But by talking positively to yourself, you're going to help increase the likelihood of feeling better. It's not a cure, but it's going to help you feel better. And saying nice things, you know, you're less likely to say those negative things that just seem to catch on so hard, so hard and fast. So yeah, just be kind to yourself. Understand that, you know, setbacks are normal. Don't be hard on yourself. Focus on getting back on track. And ideally, don't break the chain. And if this is something that you want to implement yourself and you want a little bit more guidance on how to not break the chain, and you want to get into some habit tracking, etc., then you can send me a message after listening to this podcast. You can find me on Instagram at richubrar. That's spelled RICHUBRAR. And we'll see you here next time. Thank you.